Hey guys, Durdona here. I'm back with another video. This one's a walk-in talk through with Dr. Stone. I've done a few in the past, where we left off last time. Tsukasa went to go build his empire of muscle, and Senku left to go build his kingdom of science, while Taiju and Yzuria left with Tsukasa on his journey to build the empire of muscle. Now, of course, we know that they are also spies in his army. So, with that being said, let's move right on into the talk through about Dr. Stone. Um, so moving on, I did mention a previous character that I never mentioned her name because I didn't want to until this video. So let's get right on into it. Last video we saw that they use smoke signals from both Senku and another person, so we know that more people are alive. So Senku tries to find this person, and we learn that Tsukasa dropped a tree on her, so Senku uses the good old knowledge from Archimedes and lifts the tree off of her. I do really enjoy Dr. Stone. Like, it is one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, it's up there with Black Clover, and because it's just like they use real life subjects from science to do all of this. Like, it's not actually something that you can't do. It's not magic, it's science. Science is something that you could do 100%. So, we she finally introduces herself. Her name is Kohaku. Um, if you don't know what Kohaku means, I've learned this in another anime actually, which is kind of funny. Kohaku means white tiger beside the king, which kind of fits this character, I do have to admit. It also fits another character, and I'll put it up on the screen, you guys. If you guys know it, then good on you. If you don't, then okay. So she introduces herself, Kohaku, and she invites Senku to her village. This is where we meet two of the newest characters yet, Ginro and Kinro. Now, I just love the brotherly separation because it reminds me of my own family. I have a brother of my own that if we stood side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell that we were actually brothers. And I'm not gonna put up a photo of him or anything because he's like pretty shy. But like if I sat here right now with my brother next to me in this other chair, and you, we talked like we weren't brothers, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even notice. Like, we don't look alike. Our interests are completely different. We're just complete polar opposites, which kind of meshes well, just like Ginro and Kinro. Now, Ginro is a stick in the mud, serious guy. Rules are the rules. We gotta stick to them. You can't break the law. He's like a cop that takes his job way too freaking seriously. And then we got Kinro, which is just the laziest slacker of all time. Like, he'll just let somebody else handle stuff, which is great, but at the same time, you're not protecting the village. The village is still very much in danger. In fact, all you did was endanger your brother, but whatever, okay. It moves on to them stopping Senku. And when they stop Senku, he grabs some soap that he created with Tsukasa, and he makes bubbles with it, with the hot water that Kohaku was grabbing for her sister that was also sick. We learn later that it's pneumonia. Uh, Pneumonia is not really something to laugh at. People die from it every day, though it is a pretty treatable disease, though there is a few special cases like people with asthma are very vulnerable to pneumonia. So, moving on. So, Senku takes this brick of soap, and just rubs it on his hand, sticks his hand in the hot water, and bubbles. I just love the reaction of the two guys sitting there. Like, I get why they have that reaction. It's not like they've ever seen something like that before. They just call it magic. It's magic, oh my god! Like, to us in the 21st century, this shit is all science. We can figure it out, explain it. I guess it could be considered magic if it was just under a different fucking title. Yeah, the magic of how the world works. But anyway, I just love the reaction because they're just freaking out. We got Ginro stabbing it with his spear and it just pops and he's all like, oh. He's completely stunned. We got Kinro just booking it. And he's like, special move. Let somebody else handle it. And he just dips. He's like, Chrome, it's magic. And then that's when we see the new guy, Chrome, who happens to be a scientist but not really know anything about it. He just calls it magic. He's all like, I'm a wizard. You're a wizard, dumbass. Anyway, it moves on to Senku and Chrome going at it in a slapdash magic fight. It's not magic, it's 100% science, but whatever, we'll go with magic fight because that's what they called it. So they move on to showing him his rainbow flames. Now, he does explain it in the show, but if you don't know what causes these rainbow flames, it is just fire tests. If you throw different minerals on the fire, sometimes it will do that. And it's certain minerals that end up doing different colors and flames. Like you can actually start a fire in your backyard if you have a fire pit or whatever, and grab I think it's like copper is one of them, zinc, pretty sure sulfur is one too, and you could just toss it on the fire and it will change color. So it actually does happen. It's just a fire test that even we've done in 21st century. So moving on, Senku just lays him out flat, saying, "Oh, it's just basic shit." He, and asks him about the blue crystals that made the purple flames. Chrome's over here like, can he read my mind? Is that his magic? I didn't know that was possible. I just love Chrome's reaction because he can't really know. He doesn't know that it's science and not just magic. Anyway, it moves on to the sulfur ball, and if you don't know what a sulfur ball does, it just generates static electricity. They made them all the time. In fact, I don't think we make them anymore, at least not as we did before. But yeah, no. Of course, I love the whole static energy, like big hair, freaking the reaction when Kinro gets zapped with one little touch, and he's just rubbing it with his cloth, and that's fucking hilarious. Anyway, moving on from there, he talks about wanting to take over the village and taking over the sign shed, as it's soon to be called. And Chrome comes up with a nice idea. He's all like, alright, I'll do it for one more battle. One more time. And he's all like, alright, fine. So he chooses a subject, and that subject being arithmetic. Now, I don't know what Chrome's thinking here. I don't even know how he knows about the word arithmetic to begin with. But I could guarantee you if the world just suddenly got paralyzed, straight up petrified in this show, and thousands of years later we have some astronauts that made it to Earth or whatever, and they had children. There's no fucking way someone that just broke out of the stone is gonna lose a fight in arithmetic against a guy who has no idea what math is. His entire village has done nothing but to survive. And I do want to state before we move on that I did just finish up at least the part that's dubbed on Doctor Stone season 3, and I do really enjoy it. Before we move on to everything, I also want to talk about the movie. I also plan on doing a full review about that in one video, so keep tuned for that. Without further ado, let's go forward. So as soon as Senku crushes this man, in arithmetic, he gives over the shed. And if you don't know what the whole point of getting the shed was, it was the minerals, rocks, and stuff they had inside there. This guy's been collecting random minerals and stuff. In fact, Dr. Stone's the first actual show that ever got me interested in like just rocks you could find in the ground. Like I actually want to buy a metal detector to go find rare minerals. Like that is 100% because you can. This is shit you can do in your backyard if you really wanted to, and it's not like you don't need space for it. You'd obviously need a lot of space to do some of the shit he does, but and some certain shit. But without that being with that being said, like you could still do a lot of crap. Like he makes zinc batteries. You know, like I'm sure you could find something like that somewhere. You know, it's a matter of going out and looking for it. Like it's I don't know. It's just he shows it in a way that you can like go and do it right away if you wanted to. Like you can go get copper or whatever and melt it down and make copper plates, get some big old magnets on either side and do like an actual generator. You know, if you really wanted to. Just like Senku's. And it's just one of my favorite parts about this show. With that being said, that's all I really wanted to talk about. Dirty Donut, signing off.